So I hope you are able to get my voice and as well as my screen. So basically, on yesterday we discussed about this. We have started about ARM templates, right? And uh, so basically, it's having a here. If you go with this ARM, nothing but it is already having some predefined templates. So in the form of JSON, right? And we discussed about how to write some basic JSON file or basic JSON example we have discussed here, right? And then we discussed about if you want to create if you want to create some storage account by using this ARM templates, right? So this is the basic structure what we're having. Within this, basically, we're having some parameters followed by some values. All of these parameters is not mandatory. I mean, most of them are optional as well, right? So but some parameters is compulsory. I mean, it is a mandatory. And then by using this format, right? So we have got some predefined JSON file or predefined JSON text here. So out of this predefined text, so whatever things which are required, so that thing just we have included and remaining things we have removed, right? So basically this is the predefined one, and we have modified based upon our requirement basically, right? So for this we have used some Visual Studio Code as well. So this is the basic code we have modified, right? But original JSON file, if you observe, it is not the same code we're having. So we have modified based upon our requirement. So then if you want to deploy this file or if you want to integrate this JSON file with the Azure cloud account, so we're having some different ways. If you want to deploy this specific file like Azure portal, PowerShell, CI/CD pipeline. So yesterday we have gone with this Azure portal. Basically, just we need to log into portal.azure.com and we try to create some resource group. So that after creating resource group, we're having a one more thing called as a template management, right? Or a template we call template deployment, I think. So if you go with this template deployment, if you type some template manager or deployment, I think template deployment. Yes, go with this template deployment, click on it, and here you need to provide the respect to ARM template file or a JSON file, what I mean to say. So here you need to provide basically, right? And then we need to click on next, and finally we need to click on review and create. Basically these things we have done. But here uh, if you want to create a multiple storage accounts within a single ARM template file, so that thing if you're trying to create an yesterday, we're able to get only APC storage 100 and APC storage 300. We are not able to get some what we call 200, right? So any of you tried? Anybody got this these things? Anybody tried here? This is the issue basically. Here we have created a yesterday, if you observe, we have created a separate resources tags, right? But within the resource tag itself we need to provide these necessary fields. So let us assume if I want to create a one more storage account, right? So just copy this entire one, copy this complete parameters. So nothing but type, name, location, SKU, find this, all these things, and create a one more thing like this. So just provide your storage accounts here, maybe some 200, and here 300. So like this. But here one important point is, after each and every necessary tag you need to provide some comma. So here also we have provided comma. So if you don't want to provide something after this, so don't provide any comma here. Basically just you can save it, and you can include this one. First of all, try to create a resource group. Click on create, maybe Azure test. Click on next tags, next review and create. Finally click on create. So search for template deployment. So click on build your own template in editor, copy this one, paste it here. See here, now we're having 100, 200 and 300, right? Click on save, select the respective resource group, nothing but Azure test. Click on next review and create. Finally click on create. So the only difference, if you observe on yesterday, right? So we have created 3 storage accounts with 3 resources tag. If you observe on yesterday, so because of that, it is not able to create, or it was not able to recognize these tags, right? So today, what is the change which you have done here? Just within this resource tag itself, we have included each and every storage accounts, or each and every storage, how many amount of storage you want to create. Each and everything we have included within this resource tag itself, right? So this is, let us assume this is one tag. If you want to create if you want to create some single storage, so if you want to create some multiple storage, so repeat the same tag but within this resource. Okay, so otherwise in a simple form, let us assume this is a child tag, right? And this resource square brackets is a parent tag. So within this parent tag, try to create a multiple child tags here. Okay, now so deployment is done. Now go to storage accounts. See here, 100, 200, 300. So now let us create a one more one. Basically, maybe you can include 400. Just comma here 400. Control A, Control C, and go to template deployment. Click on build your own template in editor. Control paste, Control V. So now here, if you observe, already in this storage account service, we are already having 3 storages, right? ABC storage 100, 200 and 300 basically, right? So now it is going to cross check whether these specific storages, what are the storage accounts which you want to create by using this respective ARM template. So it is going to cross check whether do you have this AB storage 100 AB storage 200, 300, there's all these things. If you are having, so it will not create one more time. If you don't have, then only it is trying to create a new storage account. So if you observe here, already we're having ABC storage 100, 200 and 300 as well. We don't have ABC storage 400. Now it is trying to create ABC storage 400 as a new storage account. Okay, so click on save, select the resource group Azure test, click on next, review and create, finally click on create. So if you go to storage accounts, why 400 is not created? I think maybe some mistake in this JSON. Go to jsonlint.com. Valid JSON. Valid JSON only. Comma 300, 400. Code wise it is correct. Yes, if you observe 400 is created. Okay, sometimes it will take some time to create. Okay, so this is the way to create some storage accounts by using ARM template or by using some predefined JSON files. So any doubts, any of you till here? No doubts? So if you're not understanding something, let me know. So fine, Swati, Narasimha, or Ramesh. So basically we're discussing about ARM templates. Nothing but Azure Resource Manager. So yesterday we discussed about nothing but methods to deploy ARM template. templates. So one is by using Azure portal, and second one is by using PowerShell, and third one we're using CI/CD pipeline. And even we have, if you observe, it is having some predefined templates in the form of JSON, right? So yesterday we assigned by using the Azure portal. So by using ARM templates or by using some predefined JSON, we are trying to create some storage accounts inside of Azure cloud, right? That by using, if you observe, we have used some Azure portal. So basically we have created some ARM template, or we have created some predefined JSON. So if you want to include this ARM template file within this Azure cloud account, we have gone for option called as an Azure portal. So today we're going to discuss about, we are trying to create some ARM template or JSON file, predefined JSON file we're trying to create. But if you want to deploy this ARM templates, so yesterday we have gone with some Azure portal. So today we are going with some PowerShell here, basically. Okay. So first of all, try to create resource group, create virtual network and subnetwork, create virtual machine. Okay, go to portal. So click on create resource group, Azure test, next tags, next you can create, finally click on create. So then we need to create some virtual network and subnetwork. Here virtual machine means nothing but Windows operating system. Okay. So try to go with virtual networks. Click on create. Azure test. So here virtual network name is Azure test hyphen vnet, right? So next IP address. So maybe some 10.11.0.0/16. Add subnet here. Azure test hyphen subnet. So 10.11.0.0/24. Ten dot eleven dot one dot zero slash 24. The subnet address range is not contained in this to get the space. 10.11 dot 10 dot 12 dot 0 dot 0 slash 16. 10 dot 12 dot 0 dot 0 slash 24. So previous class I already created with this IP addresses. that may be deleting it may be taking time in background, so just wait for some couple of minutes. Select the resource group onto test -vnet. So just I'm creating some subnet and as well as a virtual network. Click on add, next security, next tags, next review and create. Finally click on create. So then we need to create some virtual machines. Click on create. So select the resource group, maybe some Windows, right? Windows machine 1. Select the respective image here. Click on none. Next disks. Go with standard SSD. Next networking. So here you're going to get the respective virtual network and subnetwork, right? Next management. Next advanced. Next tags. Next review and create. Finally click on create. So as you know, if you want to access this one, we require some RTP. Before that, we need to create some inbound port rule, right? So go to RTP, paste it here, click on connect. So provide the username and password. Click on yes. So this is your Windows virtual machine here, right? So by default, if you observe this respective Windows virtual machine, right, or if you type something Windows or maybe some PowerShell. See here, we're having some Windows PowerShell and Windows PowerShell ISC. So one is if you go with Windows PowerShell ISC, this is nothing but a integrated scripting environment basically, right? And if you're going with some Windows PowerShell, so it was integrated with multiple applications or a services. These are the two PowerShells which are having. One is normal PowerShell and one more thing is ISC, nothing but a integrated scripting environment. Okay. So here you can go with some Windows PowerShell. Click on this Windows PowerShell. So like this, you're going to get it. So now from this Windows PowerShell, right? If you want to connect to this Azure account, so we're having a predefined command called as I think I also forget connect hyphen agent account, I think. Click on enter. The term connect is not. So simply it was not able to connect because the reason is, if you observe this specific message, right? So it is saying that the term connect hyphen agent account is not recognized as a name of CMD, CMD-let function or script file. Something it is saying. Nothing but simply we can understand that it is not recognized, or it is not this connect word itself. It is not recognizing basically. Okay, so because the reason is we don't have any Azure modules or Azure related stuff within this respect to Windows PowerShell. I mean, simply we can say that Windows PowerShell is not recognizing Azure services basically. So that is the reason we are getting this respect to issue or respect to error here. Okay, so if you want to sort out this, or if you want to sort this specific error, first of all we need to install Azure modules in this respect to PowerShell. Okay, so let us first of all here, after creating Windows virtual machine, right, try to access this Windows virtual machine by using RDP. These things you know already. So once we are able to access, right, so then go to start button and type Windows PowerShell. So we have two types of PowerShells. One is Windows PowerShell ISE, nothing but integrated scripting environment, and the second one is Windows PowerShell. Basically it was integrated with multiple services. Once if you are once if we navigate to Windows PowerShell, right, if we want to log into or if you want to access Azure cloud account, you want to access Azure cloud account, right, by using PowerShell. What is the command here? Basically within this PowerShell, within this PowerShell, we need to provide as connect. I think I can agent account. So once if you enter this specific command, right? So we are not or otherwise PowerShell was unable to recognize connect command. Otherwise, we are getting some error saying like cmd or function or even some script file. So it is saying these many words, right? So whenever if you are entering this specific command, right? So it is saying so cmd function script file is not recognized. So these things we are getting, right? These are specific words basically. So the reason is, as I mentioned you, we don't have Azure module, or we can say that services in the respect to Windows PowerShell. I mean, we don't have a specific modules, or Windows PowerShell is not recognizing this Azure related modules here. First of all, we need to install what I mean to say. Okay, so here the solution is we need to install Azure modules in PowerShell. So first of all, we need to check the version. So let me check it here. Actually, we're having some predefined commands with it. Your templates. So this one. This is the first thing which we need to exclude basically. So sometimes we're going to get some error and exceptions. So if you want to solve that errors, so these are the some more predefined commands what you are having basically. So first of all, we need to check the version before going to installation these things. We need to check the version. Check the version, that is $ps version table, I think. So copy this one, just paste it here. It is not pasted. So $ps So what is the current version? So if you observe this PS version, right, it is 5.1. I mean 5.1 above basically. So if you want to install some Azure modules within this PowerShell, so PowerShell version must be above 5.1. So then only we are able to install here. Means below versions, whether it is a 4.x or 3.x something, so that versions is not that versions are not supporting this Azure modules. Above 5.1 version onwards, this PowerShell is going to recognize these Azure modules, or if you are installing some Azure modules within this PowerShell, so which version of the PowerShell is going to recognize here? Above 5.1. Below 5.1, so PowerShell itself is not recognizing basically. Okay, that is the reason we need to check the version here. So if it is above 5.1, then only we are able to install this uh, Azure modules or Azure services basically. Okay, so that is the important point. So here, note PowerShell version must be above 5.1. Okay, PowerShell version must be above 5.1. So what is the command here? This one, copy, paste it. Okay, so install hyphen module space agent space underscore allow collabor space underscore verbose space hyphen first. So it is not a underscore, all are hyphens only. Okay, so click on enter. Click on Y, type Y, click on enter. So if you observe, it is installed, right? So after installation is done, I mean this Azure modules installation is done. So you can enter connect space hyphen agent account. Still it is not recognizing, right? So then try to execute these commands, get execution policy. Still it is not recognized. So here it is my mistake. Here I have provided some space, right? Space is not recognized. That is the problem. So we don't have space. Connect hyphen agent account. Okay. So provide your username and password. Click on next. Provide it and correct below. To verify that this is your email address, you can add to provide the email. Give me 1 minute. Click on next. right? So these are these details. Basically, if you observe the account, this is my email address, subscription name, Azure subscription one. This is the tenant ID, environment, Azure cloud. This is the one thing. Or if you want to connect directly for a subscription ID or maybe some tenant ID also, it is possible. So hyphen tenant ID, you can provide the respect to tenant ID, right? Or maybe your respect to subscription ID. Instead of tenant ID, you can provide some subscription ID as well. So anything is fine. So, but if you're going with some connect hyphen agent account, so directly it is going to ask for username and password of your respect to Azure cloud account. Okay. So any doubts? Any of you?
No, sure.
So this is the way by using the PowerShell we are able to authenticate your respect to Azure cloud account. But still we not yet completed. I mean our intention is basically we need to create some storage accounts by using PowerShell, and somewhere we need to use some ARM templates as well, right? So that thing we not yet done. So just we have started about this PowerShell. That's it. Okay. So that's all for today.